Dear students, welcome to the chemistry virtual class. Today I am going to teach you chemistry part 2, chapter 1, environmental chemistry. And today our topics are hard water, soft water, BOD, COD, DO and different types of heavy metals, their harmful effect and source of these metals. Okay, so at first come to hardness of water. What is hard water? Whenever bicarbonate, chloride and sulfate salt of calcium, magnesium and iron is present in water, of which metal, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, iron, is known as hard water. So the water in which bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate, salt of calcium, magnesium, aluminium, iron is present is known as hard water. Suppose tubewell's water, river's water, these are example of hard water. Then come to soft water. Such type of water which are free from such type of salt is known as soft water. Clear? Okay. Now come to the process of removing hardness of water. At first, come to the classification of hardness of water. There are two types of hardness of water. Suppose temporary hardness and permanent hardness. What is temporary hardness? Whenever bicarbonate salt of calcium, magnesium, iron is present in water, that time it is known as temporary hardness of water. Temporary hardness can be removed only by boiling the water. The process of removing temporary hardness is only boiling. Whenever temporary hard water is boiled, suppose calcium bicarbonate which is dissolved in the water, that time soluble calcium bicarbonate which is soluble in water, it will be converted into insoluble calcium carbonate plus carbon dioxide plus water. Suppose magnesium bicarbonate, whenever it is heated, whenever magnesium hard water is heated, that time magnesium bicarbonate which is present in water will be converted into insoluble magnesium carbonate plus carbon dioxide plus water. After that, magnesium carbonate will react with water. That time, what will be produced? Magnesium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide plus water. This is the process of removing temporary hardness of water. Now come to the permanent hardness of water. How to remove permanent hardness of water? At first, we have to know what is permanent hard water. Whenever chloride and sulfate salt of calcium, magnesium and iron is present in water, that time it is known as permanent hardness of water. Permanent hardness can be removed only by boiling the water. So, we have to use another process. Suppose soda ash, ion exchange resin process or permutate process. Now, come to permutate process. Okay, now come to permutate process. Permutate is a hydrous sodium aluminium orthosilicate. Hydrous means where water is present. Sodium aluminium orthosilicate, and the formula of permutate is like this. And what is the principle of permutate process? Do you know? In this case, the basic portion of permutate and the basic portion of the salt which is dissolved in hard water becomes exchanged. How? Suppose sodium, the basic portion of permutate is sodium ion. Therefore, sodium permutate plus calcium chloride is equals to sodium chloride plus calcium permutate. Have you understood? How is it exchanging? Okay. Or magnesium sulfate plus sodium permutate is equals to magnesium permutate plus sodium sulfate. So that the basic portion of the permutate and the basic portion of the salt which is present in hard water is becoming exchanged. They are becoming exchanged in this way. Sodium permutate has been converted into magnesium permutate and magnesium sulfate has been converted into sodium sulfate. Okay. So DO. What is DO? The dissolved oxygen. The amount of dissolved oxygen in water to survive the aquatic plants and animals is known as DO. And in different regions, the value of DO can be decreased. Do you know? Number 1, whenever organic substances are decomposed, that time they can absorb a huge amount of oxygen from water, so that the value of DO can be decreased. Number 2, whenever sunlight temperature is increasing, that time also DO can be decreased. With the increasement of temperature, DO can be decreased. The value of DO will be decreased. And number 3, for the shortage of sunlight in aquatic animals, the aquatic animals are destroying. That time they can absorb huge amount of oxygen, which is more than the amount of releasing oxygen. In this way also the value of DO decreasing. Okay. Now come to BOD. The full form of BOD is biochemical oxygen demand. You know, in different way water can be polluted. Sometimes it is man-made, sometimes it is natural. So to purify water, BOD is a process whose full form is biochemical oxygen demand. The definition of BOD is the amount of oxygen in milligram required to oxidize the organic substances present in 1 liter water is known as BOD. That means the organic pollutants, to oxidize the organic pollutants present in polluted water, how much oxygen is needed is known as BOD. And BOD is done by the help of different types of microorganism. Like this way, suppose CH2O whole N, this is organic substances. So whenever organic substances are oxidized in presence of microorganisms, that time they can produce carbon dioxide plus water plus new bacterial cell. By this way, BOD is done. That means organic substances are oxidized by different types of microorganism and carbon dioxide and water is produced. Now come to COD. The amount of oxygen in milligram which is required to oxidize both organic and inorganic substances present in 1 liter water is known as COD. COD is done by acidic potassium dichromate. What do you mean by acidic potassium dichromate? Suppose this is organic substances plus potassium dichromate plus sulfuric acid is equals to potassium sulfate plus chromium sulfate plus carbon dioxide plus water. So that COD is done by acidic potassium dichromate. This is the difference between BOD and COD. So, if I ask you what are the difference between BOD and COD, you can say that only organic substances can be oxidized by BOD, but through COD both organic and inorganic substances can be oxidized. Number 2, BOD is done by the help of different types of microorganism and COD is done by acidic potassium dichromate. The value, next point, the value of BOD is always less than COD. It is third point, and the value of COD is always more than BOD. Why? You may get this question. The value of COD is more than BOD. Why? Because through COD both organic and inorganic substances can be oxidized. That is why amount of required oxygen is more, but in case of BOD only organic substances can be oxidized. That means the amount of required oxygen is less. That is why the value of COD is always more than BOD. Then another one difference you can say, according to WHO. Do you know what is the full form of WHO? World Health Organization. According to WHO, the value of BOD of water is 6 milligram per liter or 6 ppm. 1 milligram per liter, the unit of BOD and COD is milligram per liter. 1 milligram per liter is equals to 1 ppm. The full form of ppm is parts per million. Parts per million. And according to WHO, the COD, the value of COD of water is 10 milligram per liter or 6 ppm. Now, if I ask you what do you mean by if the BOD of water is 6 milligram per liter, what do you mean by this? You may get this question. BOD of water is 6 ppm. What do you mean by this? It means that 6 milligram oxygen is needed to oxidize the organic substances present in 1 liter water. Is this clear? Then if I ask you COD of water is 10 ppm. What do you mean by this? It means that 10 milligram oxygen is needed to oxidize both organic and inorganic substances present in 1 liter water. Clear? Okay. Now come to TDS. What do you mean by this? TDS. TDS means total dissolved solids. So that the definition of TDS is the amount of total dissolved solids in water is known as TDS. What do you mean by these solids? These solids may be metals, it may be salts. So, the amount of total dissolved solids in water is known as TDS. Okay? Okay. Now come to food chain. If we consider food as a medium, so that the relationship which is built up between the source and the user of food is known as food chain. Is this clear? Okay. Now come to heavy metals. Such type of metals whose density is more than 5 gram per centimeter cube. The metals whose density is more than 5 gram per centimeter cube is known as heavy metals. Do you know which are heavy metals? Suppose arsenic, chromium, cadmium, lead. These are the example of heavy metals. Now come to the harmful effects of arsenic in food chain. If we are contaminated by arsenic, we have to suffer a lot. And how can arsenic enter in our body? Do you know? At the deep into the earth, there are lots of a huge amount of arsenic. And through the irrigation, this arsenic is coming into the plant's body. And after that, this arsenic are coming into different types of animals and humans' body. By this way, we are contaminated by arsenic. According to who? According to who? World Health Organization, the bearable amount of arsenic is 0.05 milligram per liter or 0.05 ppm. Therefore, the bearable amount of arsenic in water is this. That means up to this amount of arsenic we can bear. Yeah, and if we are contaminated by arsenic, so that we can suffer from different types of disease. Suppose we can suffer from liver cancer, we can suffer from stomach cancer, different types of cancer we can suffer. Number 2, for the contamination of arsenic, one type of spot can be found on our palm and on the feet. Some types of black spot. It is known as black foot. This disease is known as black foot. So that for the contamination of arsenic, we can suffer from black foot disease. Proteins can be clotted in presence of arsenic. Then it can act as an obstacle to produce ATP. ATP can be produced if we are contaminated by arsenic. ATP can be produced through phosphorylation process. Is this clear? These are the harmful effects of arsenic. Now come to the harmful effects of chromium. You know that always we are doing different types of electroplating, we are using different types of battery. Through this way we are using different types, lots of chromium and chromium compounds. And also in the tannery, we are using a huge amount of chromium compounds which are mixing up into the different types of water body, and this water is taken by the fishes, and we are taking this fish also. By this way, chromium is entering into our body. What are the harmful effects of chromium? Harmful effects of chromium. Harmful effects of chromium. By this way also we can suffer from different types of disease, lungs disease, stomach disease, liver disease, like this. And which one is most alarming? It is very much harmful for the pregnant lady. Okay. Pregnant ladies can lose their pregnancy by the contamination of chromium. Is this clear to you? These are the harmful effects of chromium. So dear students, today we have discussed about the hardness of water, BOD, COD, and the harmful effects of heavy metals. If you have any questions, you can talk to your subject teacher. So today up to this, thank you.